How many tournaments have you been in so far? Well, how many?
Maybe 15 or 20. Nothing huge. The biggest one was probably that high school state championship that I don't honestly remember how we placed. We didn't win. I think we got like eighth we finished like 50th percentile or something like that. But I try to get into a handful a year, and I'm trying to get into more because I learn way more in a tournament than I do just on my own. Because when you get into a tournament, your whole mindset has to change. You're on the clock, even in smaller derbies and whatnot. It's not like you're fishing for 100,000 or anything like that. You don't need to make it an overly stressful experience, but you make your mind think in a different way. And when you're fishing against others who are so good, you can learn from them. If you get close to them, you become friends with them, you can learn stuff at a way fast. It's all about shortening that learning curve or shallowing it, whatever it's called, narrowing the learning curve a little bit, which is what we're here to do.
Right.
For part of it, and tournament fishing is a great way to. You don't have to spend a ton of money either. So.
But wait a second. You said one of the biggest one was your high school tournament. I think one of the biggest ones was the last one you were in.
That's true. Yeah, that was one of the bigger ones.
Yeah. Tom, he's a little shy, but he was leading on day one, and he finished second overall. And he caught, some really nice largemouth. And we'll show them so you can see them right now. They're really, really nice largemouth. And I think you were just you weren't there that far away from winning the whole doggone thing.
No, I was close. I guess I'll talk about it for a second. But I did forget about that. Yeah, it was just a couple weekends ago, a little derby here. With my best finish yet, I was able to take a second place fishing a 2-day tournament here. And, I'll say the lakes, if you're in Minnesota, you know the area. But Forest Lake was the first day. And Forest Lake's a really tough lake if you've ever been on it before. You're usually lucky to kind of scrape up 9, 10, 11 pounds. And I hadn't fished it in 4 years. And I went out for practice. I found nothing. Like what do I do? And, I found one good spot with my side imaging, with my electronics. And it was just a hard bottom point with green grass, which is important this time of year. And hard bottom's always important. And I pulled up to it in the morning, and I actually got some of the baits that I was throwing here with me. Just a drop shot really was key. And we'll see how this goes on the screen. But I was just fishing a drop shot. Real common bass rig there, and yep. I got a limit in 5 casts, five fish in 5 casts, so that went well. And I just mixed up different drop shot baits. This is one of my favorites is a Zoom Z drop worm. Another one of my favorites is just a Senko.
Yeah.
And between that and then I was able to cull up with a few bigger fish later in the day with the Texas rig, and then another bait here, which is a Strike King Bitsy bug jig, which is an awesome bait. Finesse fishing if you're around a tough lake like that with smaller fish and you're trying to get that big bite. That Bitsy bug jig is just a little smaller profile.
Right.
And you pair it up with something like a Rage Scar or something like that. And I bite a little bit off the tip of it, so it goes on there a little bit shorter.
Right.
That few key culls for me later. And I won't go into it too much, but I got 15 pounds the first day, and then the second day was on Green Lake, which is another lake in the area. And I caught enough there, just enough. It was a tough day, but I caught a couple big fish early on that drop shot, or the Texas rig actually, and I just kind of rode it out from there. So second place was really fun. Just to be in the tournament and to be leading it just had a whole different feel. So it was a blast. I was super blessed. It was an awesome weekend.
Yeah, we saw the video. You were pretty pumped. It was really cool to see.